All right, so you ready to dive into this whole law of attraction
Oh,
thing?
yeah, let's do it. I feel like everyone's got an opinion on this one.
Right. It's like 1 minute you're scrolling past a manifesting meme, and the next you're down this rabbit hole of like, is it real magic or just positive thinking?
It's a bit of a head scratcher for sure.
Yeah.
And there's so much out there, articles, books, workshops. It's almost like a global phenomenon.
Totally. So for anyone just tuning in, we're talking about the law of attraction. Basically the idea that like attracts like. Think positive thoughts, you attract positive experiences.
Exactly. And the source material we dove into actually highlighted how this concept isn't just some new age trend. It pops up in various cultures and philosophies throughout history.
Really? Like how far back are we talking?
Think ancient Greece, ancient China, even ancient Hermetic traditions. The idea that our thoughts can influence our reality has been around for centuries.
Wow, that's pretty wild. Okay, so it's not just about slapping a motivational poster on your wall. There's more to it than that.
Right, there's a framework to it. Most of the source material broke it down into 3 key steps. Ask, believe, receive.
Okay, I've heard that before. But honestly, it always sounds a bit simplistic to me. Like, I just ask the universe for $1 million and poof, it appears.
No, not quite. It's more about getting clear on what you desire, truly believing it's possible, and then staying open to receiving it.
So kind of like ordering something online.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't order a package and then constantly harass the delivery driver, right?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Right. You trust that it's on its way. That's the kind of energy the law of attraction encourages.
Okay, so no need to camp out by the mailbox.
Yeah.
Got it. So how does this believing thing actually work? Because that's where I tend to get stuck.
Yeah, the believe step.
Yeah.
That's where things get interesting.
So like if I'm constantly worrying about whether it's actually going to happen, am I like blocking the good vibes?
It's not so much about blocking the good vibes, but more about understanding the energy you're putting out there.
Okay, so what if, let's say I'm trying to manifest a new job and I'm doing all the things, visualizing, affirmations, the whole 9 yards, but then I still get a rejection email.
Ah, yes, the dreaded rejection email.
It happens. Right. So does that mean the law of attraction failed me? Or did I do something wrong?
This is where I think a lot of people misinterpret the law of attraction. One article actually made a really good point about it. They said it's not about blame.
Okay, so I shouldn't be like beating myself up over every little thing that doesn't go my way.
Exactly. It's not about did I wanted it enough
Yeah.
or did I mess up the cosmic order. It's about recognizing that life is a little more nuanced than that.
Nuance, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through that. How do we deal with those curveballs life throws our way without spiraling into a pit of self-doubt?
Well, one article we looked at used the analogy of a gardener.
Ooh, I like analogies. Tell me more.
So you can plant the seeds, you can water them, give them sunlight. You're doing your part, right?
Putting in the...
Exactly. But sometimes, despite your best efforts, some seeds just won't sprout. Maybe the soil wasn't right, maybe a bird got to them, whatever it might be. It doesn't mean you're a bad gardener. Right.
Makes sense. So it's about focusing on what I can control, like my effort and my attitude.
Yes, and recognizing that there are external factors at play that we can't always account for.
Yeah.
The law of attraction doesn't make us immune to disappointments or setbacks.
Okay, so how do we reconcile that with those miracle stories you always hear about? The people who swear they manifested their soulmate or $1 million or whatever.
That's the part that always gets me. Like, is it really possible to just think something into existence? One article proposed a really interesting perspective on this. They argued that maybe those miracles aren't about bending the universe to our will, but rather about shifting our own perception.
So it's less about the universe doing magic tricks and more about us changing our perspective.
I like that. But how does that actually work in practice? It's like you said earlier, the gardener. They might not be able to control the weather or the pests, but they can choose to plant different crops or adjust their watering schedule based on what's happening.
Exactly. It's about adapting and responding to the feedback we receive from the world around us. And sometimes that means adjusting our approach or our expectations.
So we're not just passively waiting for the universe to deliver,
Yeah.
we're actively participating in the process.
Yes. And that's where the practical psychology comes in. Because even if you don't buy into the whole mystical aspect of the law of attraction, the core principles of positive thinking, visualization, and taking action, those are all backed by science.
Right. There are tons of studies about the benefits of a positive mindset.
Exactly. It can literally rewire your brain,
Yeah.
reduce stress, boost your immune system.
Yeah.
And when you feel good, you're more likely to take risks, try new things, and put yourself out there. It's like that saying, fake it till you make it. Maybe by acting as if we already have what we want, we start to embody that energy, and that in turn attracts more of it into our lives.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. And the source material touched on this idea of like attracts, like, so if you're constantly putting out negative energy, well, you're probably going to attract more negativity back to you.
So it's not about ignoring the bad stuff. It's about choosing to focus on the good even when things get tough.
Exactly. It's about shifting our perspective from why is this happening to me to what can I learn from this, or how can I grow from this?
So instead of getting caught up in whether or not the law of attraction is real, maybe we should be asking ourselves how we can use these principles to create a more positive and fulfilling life.
Right. It's like we said earlier, it's not about controlling the universe. It's about understanding how to work with it, how to align ourselves with our desires and take inspired action towards our goals.
Well said. It seems like no matter what you believe, the core message is pretty empowering. We have more control over our lives than we often realize.
Absolutely. And that's a really beautiful thing to consider.
It is. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like my mind is officially blown.
Mine too. I always love exploring these big ideas.
Me too. And to our amazing listeners out there, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you had any experiences with the law of attraction? Does it resonate with you? Head over to our social media and share your stories. Until next time, keep those good vibes flowing.